Hi, my friends. We have completed our study on mealworms and the environments and their structures, and so now we are starting our new investigation on isopods. So let's go ahead and let's put today's date in your science notebook, and it's titled Isopods. Now you can tell by the picture I have on the right what they kind of look like, and by the end we're going to have a definition of what isopods are. So first let's set up our paper so we can take notes. We're going to just go ahead and we're going to divide it like halfway through. And then let's divide this one right here. So we're going to have, excuse me, structures. Remember, those are like the body parts. We're going to take notes on their food. If you need to pause the video to get this caught up, you can. The habitat. The habitat is where they live. And interesting facts. Okay, so with this, make sure that you can pause the video right now to get your chart all ready. Or if you are ready, you can keep watching. So as we read about isopods, we're going to make some notes down here on our paper. I'm going to try to do it as I'm reading, but we can also come back and visit it again. We are really trying to figure out what is an isopod. Pillbugs, sowbugs, there are two common names people give to isopods. Okay, so I'm going to write that down right away. So sometimes they're called pill bugs, sow bugs. And looking at these, I know I've seen these before. I think when I was little, I even played with them. Some people confuse isopods with insects. Isopods are not insects. Because isopods have 7 pairs of legs. Okay, whoa. So they have 7 pairs. That means 14 altogether. 7 pairs of legs. Not an insect. Because it has the 7 pairs of legs, so it's not an insect. All insects have only 3 pairs of legs. I didn't know that. I'm going to go ahead and put that here. So that's a quick way to tell if something's an insect or not. So isopod is not because it has 7 pairs of legs. All 7 pairs of an isopod's legs have the same function. Their scientific name indicates this. Iso means similar or equal, and pod means foot. Ooh, okay. So up here on the name, so that it said equal, and then pod is foot. So really, isopod is equal foot. So the 7 pairs of legs, it said, all do same function. So that means job. They all do the same job. Isopods use all 7 pairs of legs for walking and nothing else. Insect legs are used for many functions. These include feeding, grasping, jumping, swimming, carrying. This is another way that isopods are different from insects. So they all do the same function of walking. Whereas insects, their legs are all used for all different sorts of things. Okay, so we have these 2 pictures. So this is isopods. This is pillbug and sowbug. Right away, I notice that the pillbug are the ones that if I put them in my hand, they roll into a ball. Their sides are curved, and they're a little bit darker. And then when I look at that sowbug, they're flat. Look, They're rounded, but then the edges kind of are flat. And these do not roll, and these are a little bit lighter in color. There are many kinds of isopods, but all are crustaceans. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down right here. They're called crustaceans. And I'm looking at the book to see how to spell it correctly. So they're all crustaceans. So there's many kinds, and they're called crustaceans. Crustaceans are animals with shells, jaws, and 2 pair of antennae. So I'm going to put that up here. They've got shells, jaws, and 2 pair of antennae. I think I should have made my boxes bigger. Most crustaceans include crabs, shrimps, and lobsters. Most crustaceans live in water and breathe with gills. Isopods are a little different. They can live on land, but they have to be in a moist environment most of the day. So right here, they have to be moist environment. Okay. So this was interesting. Most crustaceans live in the water, but isopods live on land. But they have to be in the moist environment. What does moist mean? Like wet. Not dripping wet, but just a little bit wet. As long as they keep their gill-like breathing structures wet, they can breathe. If these structures become dry, the isopod cannot survive. The gills are located behind the last pair of walking legs on the isopod's underside. Oh goodness. Okay, I need some more room here. So I'm going to put gills, which is kind of weird because we're not used to having gills for people that are things that are on land. So last pair of legs. I might have to start drawing some things down here. Okay. Did you observe 2 different kinds of isopods in class? You have not yet, but we will. One kind is a dome-shaped and short antenna, right here. That's the pill bugs. When this isopod senses danger, it can roll into a ball. That is why it's called a pill bug. The other isopod is flatter and longer antennae. It is called a sow bug. Sow bugs cannot roll up to protect itself from a hungry spider or insect, but it can run faster than a pill bug. Sow bugs and pill bugs feed on dead leaves. Ooh, there's our food. Dead leaves and decaying fruit. Dead leaves, decaying fruit. Oh, and it says seeds too. They play an important role in recycling dead plant material in many environments. Where have you found isopods? You might have found some if you go outside and dig up some leaves. You might have seen them there. If you pick up a rock, you might have seen some of those guys there. So next time you're outside, keep an eye out for either pill bugs or sow bugs. All right, so they have 7 pairs of legs. They all do the same function, which is walking. They have gills by their last pair of legs. They have shells, jaws, and 2 pair of antennae. Habitat has to be moist environment, not sopping wet, but moist. They eat dead leaves, decaying fruit, seeds, and some of the interesting thing, there's 2 kinds that we learned about, is pill bugs and sow bugs. They're not an insect. Insects only have 3 pairs of legs. They're called crustaceans, which usually live in water, but isopods are special and they live on land. All right, so we learned some things about, we've got our pill bug, And we've got our sow bug. I want to go and look at that last paragraph again real fast. I'm just going to make a quick T-chart. Now, both of them do need that moist environment. So they both need a moist environment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that up here. They both need a moist environment because they have to keep the gills wet. So they both have to have that moist environment. Okay, and that's for the gills. And that's how they breathe. All right, so going back to that last one, it said, this first one right here. Did you observe two different kinds of isopods in class? One kind is dome-shaped and has short antennae. So this one is the dome shape. Dome shape. Short antenna. Okay, when it's in danger, what does it do? It rolls into a ball. Okay, so the sow bug, though, is flatter and has longer, let's see, antennae. It has longer antennae, and when it's in danger, it can't roll into a ball, but it said it runs faster. And we'll see that in the videos that we're going to watch. All right, so this is just to give us this was a lot of information from our isopods. So your assignment today is going to be to fill out the Google form and telling me 3 things that you learned, and then I want 1 question. So 3 things that you learned and 1 question. You can use your notes.